So guys, welcome back to another video. In this one today, we're going to be talking about the 88 rated Team of the Season Yann M'vila card. Now you can actually acquire this item for free by completing one of the Team of the Season objectives. To get this card, all you've got to do is score using Ligue 1 players in 4 separate rival wins. So as long as you're not in Division 1, you should be able to get hold of this card pretty easily and pretty quickly. And just on face value, I do think this card is worth going out and getting. It looks really solid for an 88 rated card. And obviously in this video today, we'll be testing this item out to see if it's as good as it looks. Could this item potentially be like a low budget Patrick Vieira? I guess we'll soon find out. Anyway, before we get into this player review, I do want to hear from you guys in the comments. So let me know your thoughts on the card down below. Have you got this card yet? And if you have, are you enjoying using it? And if you haven't got this item yet, are you going to bother getting it? Or are you going to give Team of the Season Yann M'vila a miss? Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed this kind of content and subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. Okay, so let's get into things. This is the team I'll be using this card in. I'm going to start in the 4-1-2-1-2 formation, and in-game I'm going to be switching to the 4-2-3-1, and obviously I'll be using this guy as a defensive mid. Anyway, here are the in-game stats for this card. They actually looked pretty good for an 88 rated defensive mid, in my opinion. He's got some really solid passing attributes. He's got 98 short passing and 93 long passing. Those are some pretty good ratings. In the defensive department, we can see this guy's got an elite 96 rating for his interceptions, a solid stand tackle stat of 89, and decent slide tackling of 85. His physical column though, that is the best one. This card has 93 stamina, so he should be able to last the full 90 minutes with ease. He's also got a solid strength stat of 86 and really high aggression of 95. On paper, this guy really does look like he's going to be a pretty solid defensive mid. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into some games and let's see how this card does. Okay, so for game number 1, this is what we've come up against. Yeah, it's an odd side which features an off-chem goalkeeper as well as an off-chem right-back. But nonetheless, the side does feature some pretty special cards, 5 Team of the Seasons and also 2 icons. And I'm going to presume that he's going to pause the game pretty early and make a sub or 2. Nice recovery there from Yann M'vila. Slides the ball through to Eriksson, who does really well to beat his man before taking off the shot. And he forces a good save out of Alisson. Nice play there by Yann M'vila, showing some good strength to hold off his man. And his pass wasn't too bad either, but unfortunately Maignan just wasn't quick enough. M'vila just always seems to position himself nicely on the edge of the box, ready for a clearance, which is good to see. So there is the half-time whistle. As you can see at the break, the score is 1 goal apiece. It's been a pretty even first half, to be honest, and there hasn't been too much action at either end. If we're going to focus on M'vila, I think he's had a pretty solid first half, to be honest. Made quite a few tackles and interceptions, which obviously is what you want from a CDM. Anyway, let's get into the second half and hopefully get the win. Nice there from M'vila. And now can we get a counter-attack going? Vieira finds M'vila. M'vila gets the ball out to Henry. Henry returns it. M'vila beats his man, gets it to Eriksson, who tries to flick it over his head for the shot, but can't. But then Henry gets the shot away and that one goes over the bar. Nice there from M'vila. Once again, just hanging around on the edge of the box waiting to make the intercept. Here's Yann M'vila bringing the ball forward. Actually does well to get past his first man. Can he get past the second? He can. Gets the shot away. And almost gets a goal on debut. He's done really well. Showed really good strength and balance there to stay on his feet. Battling up against some strong opposition. Here's a chance. M'vila beats his man, slides the ball through for Hullet, who's going to whip the ball across the box, and Henry, he's going to score a very ridiculous header. And that all came from that interception from my French CDM Yann M'vila. So the full-time whistle has now blown, and we did indeed get ourselves a 4-1 victory. We played really well in the second half, and Thierry Henry was on fire. He scored 4 times. On debut, I thought M'vila was actually really solid. He made plenty of tackles, plenty of intercepts, and yeah, he just sat and defended well, so I'm pretty happy with him so far. Anyway, let's get into another game, and let's see how he does against a completely different opposition, which hopefully offers us a much sterner test. In the next game, we find ourselves up against a very solid La Liga outfit, which features Gareth Bale and Messi up front. It's a good team, but it's not an amazing team for this stage in FIFA. Nonetheless, this could be a pretty solid game, so let's focus and let's get ourselves a win. Here's M'vila now, in a bit of an advanced role, slides the ball in to Patrick Vieira, who unleashes a nice shot, but Courtois saves. Oh, bit of an interesting defensive movement there from M'vila. He won the ball, but then almost tripped over it, but eventually the ball somehow bounced to my goalkeeper. So as you can see, we've made it to half-time, and the scoreline is actually 3-2 to me. It's been a bit of a goal fest in the first half. Yann M'vila hasn't been too involved in this first 45 minutes, so hopefully he's going to be much more involved in the second half. Now, he's a CDM, so I don't want him to be too busy, obviously, but hopefully for the review purpose, I can get him on the ball a bit more in the second half and see more of him. That's my opponent to come forward, but Yann M'vila with a nice interception there with the slide tackle. Nice play there by Yann M'vila, another interception, and now we can counter-attack maybe. One thing I'm definitely noticing about Yann M'vila is the guy does not shoot forward at all. He sits back and defends, which is pretty much what you want. Really good positioning defensively from him, in my opinion. Going to squeaky bum time in this game as Yann M'vila clears a corner. So this game is finished, and as you can see, this game has ended in a 3-3 draw. I did unfortunately concede very late in that game, and I'm a bit annoyed to have lost that game, to be honest, because I definitely felt I was the better player. But well, you win some, you lose some, and apparently you also draw some. Anyway, let's get into a third game, and let's give Yann M'vila one more live match. So for Yann M'vila's third and final live game, this is what we match up against. It's a Eredivisie / Premier League / Serie A hybrid, and I'm going to imagine that this guy's going to sub someone on for that left forward. Still, very good team, and it looks like he's got Team Season Son as an untradeable, which if that's the case, this guy is very lucky. Yann M'vila goes for that long through ball, and what a ball that could potentially be if Henry was just an inch taller. Or a bit quicker, maybe he could have got his head to that. That was a really nice over-the-top lob from M'vila. Yann M'vila making a nice tackle in the box, very important one too. And then showing some really good strength and balance to stay on his feet as he got the ball over. It's Yann M'vila, who makes his way down the left edge and then whips in a nice ball with his left foot. And Doherty actually does get on the end of it, but he just can't keep the shot down. Oh, that's a very big tackle there from Yann M'vila. Doing really well to get across there and then blocking the shot. So there is the half-time whistle. So at the break we've got ourselves a 1-0 lead. As you can see, it's yeah, it's not been the most entertaining of first halves. Both sides have registered 2 shots on target between them, which obviously isn't great. So not the most entertaining first half, but I think Yann M'vila has been really solid. Him and Vieira have a brilliant defensive partnership in that midfield, and they've both been covering really well for each other. Anyway, let's get into the second half and hopefully score some more goals and also hopefully keep a clean sheet. Nice interception there from M'vila, but he's actually been shoved off the ball on that occasion by, of all people, Alejandro Gomez. And there's the full-time whistle. Yeah, unfortunately game 3 has ended in a 1-1 draw. We did in fact concede in the second half, which was disappointing. But nonetheless, it wasn't Yann M'vila's fault, and I actually thought he performed really well in that game. I thought his defensive work and his passing were both absolutely class in game number 3. Anyway guys, that is it for the live gameplay. I will of course play a few more games with this card, but like I say, that's the gameplay done for you guys, so I'll see you in a second on the summary page. Okay, so after playing with this guy a bit more, what did I make of him? Honestly, I was really impressed with this card. It is very solid in that defensive midfielder role. This item is quick enough to play that DM role, and it's not just quick when running, it's also quick to react to situations as well. I thought this item's positioning was very freaking good. He just sat back and defended, and that's exactly what you want from a defensive mid. This item doesn't have a high defensive work rate, but with him having such a low rating for his attack positioning, he rarely goes forward unless he's forced forward, so he just sits back and does his job. Mvila's passing in game, that was really good. His short passing game was great, and his long passing was also class. This guy can distribute the ball from deep really well. Always pass off of his right foot though, because he's got a freestyle weak foot and his left foot is nowhere near as reliable as his right. Defensively, I thought this card was solid. This item made plenty of interceptions for me, which is huge, and I also thought his tackling ability was really good too. This guy's pretty strong, and he's also got really high aggression, so he will show a lot of fight when battling for the ball, which obviously is pleasing. Aerially, this card was alright. Against the top tier players, he struggled a bit, but against the average players, he was absolutely fine. Mvila's dribbling was alright. A chem style that boosts dribbling attributes wouldn't go amiss on him, especially if you're like me and you like to run the ball out with your defensive players. But on the ball, for a defensive mid, like I said, he's fine. I wouldn't use him as a centre mid though. I just don't feel like he's good enough on the ball, and nor do I feel that his shooting's good enough to play a centre mid role either. Overall though, I've got to say, I was really impressed with this card. I think this is the best Team of the Season objective reward card that we've had yet in terms of usability. And yeah, I do think this Team of the Season M'vila is a good cheap alternative to Patrick Vieira in Ultimate Team. Now, I purposely played Team of the Season M'vila and Prime Vieira in a team together to compare the two. Now, don't get me wrong, Vieira is 100% better. He's more composed on the ball, and he's just more dominant in midfield. But nonetheless, considering this M'vila card is free, it is definitely worth getting, and you can definitely start this M'vila card in Weekend League. Alternatively, I think you could use this card as a really good defensive super sub. So with all that being said, do I think this card is worth getting? 100% yes. This card, considering it's free, is fantastic, and I think this is a card worth keeping as well. I know some of you are going to bang it into an SBC, but I'd advise keeping it, to be honest. I'm going to try and keep hold of this item, even though I've got Vieira in my starting 11, because I do believe that this M'vila card could have some great use as a defensive super sub late into games. Anyway guys, those are my thoughts on this 88 rated Team of the Season item. In the comment section down below, if you've tried this card, let me know your thoughts on it as well. Also let me know what you plan on doing with this item. If you could leave a like rating on this video, that would be great. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.